Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. This week, East Brunswick and several area school districts are faced with millions of dollars worth of cuts in state aid. Representatives got together to form a plan of action. The D.A.R.E program, or Drug Abuse Resistance Education, graduated students at Central School. And the library's 25th birthday is just around the corner. Josephine Fiamingo went to the Middlesex County Votech in East Brunswick to watch students prepare the huge birthday cake. These stories and more are coming up, including a look at the current exhibit at the library and a summary of Tuesday night's council meeting. But first, programming next week on Channel 8 includes Look Great, Feel Great on Monday morning at 10. Lenore Kulik teaches you how to aerobicize. Stories from the Library delivers stories about the mail at 10:30. On Tuesday evening at 7, join Stuart Davis with a look at low and moderate income housing in East Brunswick on Real Estate Quarterly. You and Your Money follows at 7:30 when Paul Hansen and his guests talk about New Jersey tax-free funds. Dr. John Kopko takes us to the East Brunswick Adult School on Wednesday night. That's on Spotlight on Education at 7:30. At 8 o'clock, Laura Ivan travels to Princeton to find out about the High Tops program on 18 Growing Up in East Brunswick. Thursday evening, join us again for another edition of This Week in East Brunswick at 7 o'clock and again at 8. In between at 7:30, Let's Talk Health features laser dermatology with East Brunswick dermatologist Dr. Sandy Milgram. On Saturday, Channel 8 offers a complete rundown of the week's programming. Check the 24-hour community bulletin board for the times of shows and for information about high school sports programming.
Hard hit by cuts of millions of dollars of state aid to schools, Middlesex County Superintendents gathered last week to report on the impact the reductions will have on local communities. This precedent-setting press conference was coordinated by Amy Fisher, Director of Public Relations for East Brunswick Schools, and was held at Central Valley School in Sayreville. Piscataway Superintendent Dr. Philip Geiger read a prepared statement on behalf of more than a dozen districts in the county. He noted that in order to cover the cuts, taxes based on property value of $100,000 would increase by $354 in Sayreville, $495 in Spotswood, and $172 in East Brunswick.
The Middlesex County Association of School Administrators therefore calls upon the state legislature, especially the legislative leadership, to take deliberate and immediate action to remedy this inexplicable and incomprehensible travesty that has been placed on those Middlesex County school districts that for years provided the high-quality educational programs in a stable financial environment. We cannot permit Carteret and Dunellen, East Brunswick, Highland Park, Jamesburg, Middlesex, Middletown, North Brunswick, Old Bridge, Piscataway, Sayreville, South Amboy, South Plainfield, South River, Spotswood, that their residents choose between exorbitant tax increases and quality schools. QEA was designed to provide more state funding of public education in such a way that the quality of schools throughout the state is improved and remains at a high level. Instead, what is happening is that we're looking at the demise of the middle-class communities' educational systems because of the reduction in financial support from the state. To resolve this problem, the Middlesex County Association of School Administrators and the superintendents of all those districts in this county call upon New Jersey's legislators to take deliberate and immediate action to minimally set aside additional state aid for state funding for transitional aid, a new form of transitional aid, for those districts that have lost more than 25% of their foundation aid for next year. Even though this loss of 25% will result in a substantial loss of aid to communities throughout the county, we believe that is at least in keeping with the spirit and expectations of the state legislature when it passed QEA. The state legislature never intended school districts to lose more than 25% of their aid in any one year. And yet that is occurring in 17 of the 19 districts in this county. By taking such action, the legislature continues its commitment and court mandate to provide additional revenue to the 30 urban districts, retains its plan to gradually reduce aid to the wealthy districts, but does not inordinately penalize those middle-class districts.
East Brunswick Superintendent Dr. John Kopko clarified the superintendent's concerns.
And I think anyone that has been to New Brunswick and seen the work that Ron and his staff has done in New Brunswick, has been to Perth Amboy and seen the work that's been accomplished, previously by Frank Sinatra and now Jack DeTalvo and his staff, you'd be convinced immediately that the money and the dollars being provided there is being well spent. Our concern really is twofold, and I think as Phil said, number one, our main priority and our main responsibility is to the children of our school districts. It always has been as superintendents. If we don't represent the kids in the districts, I don't know who else will. The kids can't represent themselves. But I think another priority that we have is also to represent the taxpayers in our districts. And we're not here today to, I guess, usually moan over the, the state aid situation, but we're here today to share with you what we feel is an inequitable treatment of middle-income districts, and all we're asking for is to be treated the same way other districts are in the state of New Jersey, so that we can provide the same things and the same programs to the children in our district.
Dr. Kopko also talked about the need to look for funds to offset state deficits in areas other than education.
And there's a program in this state, a real estate tax rebate program, which operates in the state of New Jersey. And it's supposedly looked upon as a very popular program because checks arrive in the summertime or in the fall. But I think if someone really did an efficiency study on that program and looked for a more effective way to provide that same type of relief to individuals, perhaps through a direct credit on their income tax, the amount of money saved by doing that might very well fund this kind of a program. That's a possibility. And I'm saying that, I'm not apologizing for it, and I'm sure it wouldn't be popular, with some individuals that do receive that check in August or September. But I think it's at least worthy of exploration.
Dr. Kopko also commented on the impossibility of providing quality education without sufficient funding.
For the legislature or anyone to expect that in East Brunswick that we could truthfully absorb a $6.24 million reduction in state aid and still provide a world-class school, the only world that we'd be living in would be like Fantasia.
The East Brunswick Board of Education has approved participation in a class action suit against the state in an effort to have the QEA applied more equitably. The suit will be filed by a consortium of middle-class districts and will attempt to secure the same provisions for all districts regardless of wealth.
Students in East Brunswick are daring to be different by saying no to drugs. At Central School, students graduated from the Drug Abuse Resistance Education Program. East Brunswick's D.A.R.E officers explain.
Welcome to Central School. I'm Officer Mark Sismore, and this is Officer Anita Waite of the East Brunswick Police Department. The reason we're here tonight is for a program called D.A.R.E, which stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. In the East Brunswick school system, we had combined the program, which was originally designed out in L.A., with a program already in effect here called Here's Looking at You 2000. Myself and Officer Waite work with the school nurses in all the schools in our school system, and the programs combined together in effect teach the children how to be better individuals and how to make decisions for themselves so they can resist any drug offers or anything else that can get them into trouble. Officer Waite had started the program here in the town, and I sort of followed in her footsteps, and the path that she made for me has been a very easy one to follow.
Thank you. The D.A.R.E program was begun in 1983 as a cooperative effort between the Los Angeles Unified School District and the Los Angeles Police Department, because they realized that as police officers were not winning the war as far as enforcement, and that education was the route to take. We in the D.A.R.E unit educate the children along with the nurses and the classroom teachers to teach the children how to say no. They already know that drugs are bad for them. They know what they can do to them. What we want to teach them is the resistance skills that they'll need to say no to both drugs and alcohol, and also to any other pressures for some of the crimes that are related to juveniles.
What we're going to see here tonight is the program coming together, and actually what the children have done is 2 of the children are going to read their poems from the theme, Why I Want to Be Drug Free, and show what they've gotten out of the course.
Whatever your age or if you're white or black, whatever the drug, be it pot, alcohol, or crack, every time I think about it gives me a chill. I've learned to say no, drugs can kill. I'll find a new hobby, make a new friend. I'll stay in school to learn all I can. In this world, there's a lot to do and see. I've promised myself to always be drug-free. All of life's good things are food for your brain. If you take drugs, your life's down the drain. I'll do the right thing, it makes a lot of sense. I am the future and I make the difference.
And as I sat here, running out of time, I suddenly realized the message is important and not the rhyme. Drugs kill. Whether you pop them, smoke them, drink them, shoot them, or sniff them, drugs kill. Over several minutes, hours, days, weeks, or years, drugs kill. Be cool, don't be a fool. Once you're hook taking, there's no escaping. Drugs kill.
Makes you feel good. What do you think, Tricky?
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Meet us at the basketball court after school and come with an answer. Scene 3, after school. Have you made a decision yet? You guys, if you're chicken or something, try it.
I don't know. This is not for me. We saw something about it need to be fatal. If you guys want us, we'll be shooting hoops. You can play if you want to, but you have to stop using marijuana.
Scene 4, following day at recess. Can we play?
We'd like to thank the East Brunswick Board of Education, the Mayor and Council, our own Police Director, John Cross, for allowing us this opportunity to bring this program, bring both programs together in the schools and to bring us into the schools. Thank you.
Thank you.
Choices! You gotta make choices. Hey kid, you wanna fly? You gotta buy.
Choices!
Come on kid, let me hook you up.
Exercise the right choice.
Visit your local park and recreation department today.
Hi, I'm Josephine Fiamingo, and I'm at the East Brunswick campus of the Middlesex County Vocational and Technical High School to talk cake, a 25-foot-long cake that's being made by the students here involved in the baking program for the library's 25th birthday kickoff, which will take place on Sunday, February 2nd. With me is the principal of the school, Mr. Bernard Siegel, and the instructor of the baking program, Mr. Robert Tafaro. Mr. Siegel, I wanted to ask you about the baking program here. What is its purpose and its goals?
The purpose is to give a student an entry-level skill into the trade so that when he or she graduates, they are employable in any bakery, anywhere, hopefully right in Middlesex County, but anywhere in the country.
From what I understand, the students here made a 100-foot cake for the hand-in-hand program that was done at Middlesex County College. So 25 feet should be a piece of cake?
So to speak, yes, that's rather small. Yeah.
Mr. Tafaro, can you tell me what the students are doing right now and what will happen after this until the event at the library?
Okay, the students are now using an airbrush. They're airbrushing the cake. They're going to be decorating it with roses, some flowers, stems. As far as decorating it, It'll be done all at the East Brunswick Library the night before the actual festivities.
The birthday kickoff celebration will take place on Sunday, February 2nd. At 1 p.m., we will have numerous local celebrities, including state, county, and local officials, authors, members of the press, and other dignitaries, cutting the cake. At 2 o'clock, we'll have a live performance of Pinocchio. Library departments will be decorated in birthday themes. We'll have a special showcase exhibit, which will sponsor a contest, asking the public to find the one item in the showcase that doesn't belong. It will be memorabilia from 1967, which is the library's birthday date. We'll also have commemorative birthday items on sale, leather bookmarks, sports bottles, and t-shirts. The library's only 25 once, so we'll hope you'll come out on February 2nd for a piece of cake. And mark your calendar, we're going to have contests in March, an author lecture in April, and a 25-cent picnic on May 3rd. That will be our final event. So it's time to celebrate, and we hope to see you there.
At the library this month, painter and makeup artist Peggy Kahn-Heller displays her works. Peggy explains her style.
My early works were more large flowers and vegetables and leaves and things like that that were giant size. And from there I decided that I would like to abstract them, but still work with vibrant and pastel colors. I just love color, a lot of color, and in all variations. And I love impressionistic and expressionistic painters also. I'm a makeup artist also, and I work a lot with cosmetics and a lot of colors, the same way, blending colors. And I do a lot of work with both jewel tones and pastel colors on people. And both arts help me to influence one on the other. The color and the blending is very important in working with any kind of art and with painting.
Peggy's work is expressed through a wide color spectrum of pastel and intense colors, from abstract to impressionistic. The color that she uses in her artwork inspires her makeup artistry. Peggy Kahn-Heller's works will be on display at the library through the end of January. At Tuesday night's Township Council meeting, the Council's Car Committee made a presentation of proposed cuts in the use of township vehicles. Cuts included the method of mileage reimbursement for township employees who use their personal cars for township business. The amount of reimbursement was changed from 66 cents per mile to the IRS standard of 28 cents per mile. A resolution stating that change was passed back in April of 1991. The committee also recommended a 25% reduction in take-home vehicles for certain township employees.
Then we sat down, and Ms. Eisner and Mr. Coughlin provided us a list of all the individuals that took home vehicles. We analyzed that list, and we attempted to isolate individuals that used the vehicle for emergency or due to contractual obligations. We narrowed that list down. We recognized that we're under a tough budget year this year, so we wanted to scale the vehicle use back for the 1992 budget. What we recognized and what we recommended to the mayor was a 25% reduction in take-home vehicles for township employees. Now, the mayor has yet to speak to his employees about that. He was in the process of doing that. But we believe that will result in a savings due to wear and tear of vehicles being brought home on a daily basis and also possible insurance claims. We believe in an effort to save money, this is a step in the right direction.
Another cut that the committee recommended to the mayor was the elimination of 13 proposed vehicle purchases, including police cars, in the 1992 budget. According to Council President Dave Zarnowski, that cut should save the township approximately $200,000. Car committee members included resident Hy Merson, former Council President Ira Oskowski, current Council President Dave Zarnowski, Township Administrator Jack Coughlin, and the Director of Public Works Michael Opaleski. Also included as an advisor was Township Budget Analyst Adrian Eisner. Also at Tuesday's meeting, Mayor Ira Oskowski recommended that a resolution authorizing TKR Cable Company to place transmission lines through the township be tabled to a later date. Budget analyst and Township Cable liaison Adrian Eisner explained that TKR just wanted to place lines on the utility right-of-way portions of Ticey's Lane and Riders Lane.
This is a request that would, if the township approves it, would also have to go to the Office of Cable Television and the Board of Public Utilities. They would have to review it and approve it as well. It also had to go through Store Cable, and Store has sent you a letter that was delivered this afternoon saying that they have no objection to the Carter rights being granted, that it will not interfere in any way with the level of service to subscribers.
A TKR representative was on hand to discuss the resolution. However, the mayor and administration needed more information to facilitate discussion. In other council news, Councilman Anthony Riccobono has sponsored a resolution objecting to the proposal by the DEPE to exhume solid waste from Edgeboro 1 and to rebury it into Edgeboro 2.
DEP asked MCUA to bury, dig up, and then rebury the same garbage. It's going to be a cost to the county in general. It's going to be an odor problem, although the time of the year is a little more conducive to something like that. Trash buried for a great deal of time isn't going to smell too nice. And it'll be a problem for us, Sayreville, and probably South River as well.
The new Edgeboro 2 was originally scheduled to open on January 1st. However, due to delays, the opening date has been pushed up to February 1st or even later. The DEPE permitted the MCUA to continue dumping at Edgeboro 1 until the other landfill is ready to open, provided that anything dumped during that time would be exhumed and reburied at Edgeboro 2. Riccobono's resolution opposes that. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.